He's gonna realize what life is all about and what friends are all about, and realize that
It's like when you're the best, you just fucking.
But
just
know what he needs to know too, that there's only one step.
Because of the drug of boxing.
Also money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
And then he never touched this. That's an attack, man.
Every empire rises, peaks, and eventually falls. And in the case of Floyd Money Mayweather, that fall came wrapped in scandal, debt, and reckless spending. From a jaw-dropping $402 million scam to an out-of-control obsession with jets, jewelry, and all things luxury, Mayweather's financial empire started crumbling. While this news came to many as a surprise, it didn't catch everyone off guard. Mike Tyson saw it coming. Joe Rogan called it out. These legends broke down exactly why the richest boxer in history may have gone broke. Let's break it all down and see what these two legends had to say about Floyd going bankrupt. Floyd Mayweather recently made headlines by boasting about a massive real estate move, claiming he had purchased 62 apartment buildings. At first glance, it appeared that Floyd was finally making smart financial decisions, channeling his wealth into long-term investments that could generate passive income and solidify his financial legacy.
Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
However, that hopeful narrative quickly took a dark turn. Not long after the announcement, reports began to surface suggesting that Mayweather had actually been scammed in the deal, losing an astronomical $402 million. According to the claims, Floyd transferred the money before the legal transfer of ownership had even been completed, leaving him vulnerable to fraud.
Yeah, I went and read the report, and I'm saying it's saying that usually deals, and I'm saying when you after they done, you see that it was a transfer of ownership. There's no transfer of ownership on these properties.
This $402 million debacle wasn't an isolated incident. It was merely the final straw in what appears to be a long string of financial missteps. It painted a troubling picture of Mayweather's finances and sparked renewed discussions about his financial literacy and the sustainability of his lavish lifestyle. Even legends like Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan have weighed in on Floyd's ongoing money issues. There was a time when Mike Tyson held Floyd in extremely high regard, going as far as calling him one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Is Floyd overrated, or is he one of the best ever?
He's one of the best.
What is it about him?
What's so great about Floyd?
What is the thing?
Tyson acknowledged Mayweather's impeccable record and unmatched work ethic, stating that Floyd earned his place in boxing history because he never shied away from a challenge and consistently defeated the top fighters of his era.
Pretty boy.
yeah, that was cool too. But he had to get in that ring and fight too. He had to fight the best competitor. He wiped everybody out. And that's why he's who he is. He beat everybody. He beat everybody I thought would give him a chance. He just wiped everybody out. Nobody can even match him. The best. He didn't pick guys. He took the best. Even the guys I picked against him, he beat everybody, made everybody wrong.
In one interview, reporters asked Tyson about Floyd's extravagant lifestyle and his penchant for spending huge sums of money. Tyson, with a hint of admiration, simply responded, "Enjoy life."
Hey, you have any advice for Mayweather? He's spending a lot of money right now.
Have a ball.
Enjoy it, huh? That's what you did.
That answer seemed to reflect a belief that Mayweather had earned the right to live lavishly, at least back then. But over time, things began spiraling out of control. Floyd's spending reportedly exceeded what even his massive earnings could support. From luxury cars to private jets, exclusive jewelry, and multi-million-dollar parties, Mayweather's spending habits became increasingly unsustainable.
But I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Beyond reckless spending, whispers of deeper financial troubles emerged. One of the more serious allegations involved tax evasion. Rumors claimed that Mayweather was under IRS scrutiny around the same time he was preparing for his blockbuster fight against Conor McGregor. These tax issues, if true, could have cost him a significant portion of his wealth and added yet another layer of financial stress.
You look fucking great.
I feel good, training hard. Did Floyd not take out his own jets?
Floyd's got 3.
You know what else he got?
And he got 2
Tax
others.
problems. That's what he's got. Oh, that's heavy shit. That is heavy shit.
It's hard to get out from underneath that.
Fucking right it is, especially when I'm on top of you.
Long before the headlines of financial trouble and scams, Mike Tyson tried to offer Floyd Mayweather a bit of hard-earned wisdom. Tyson warned Floyd that no matter how much money you make, it can all disappear if you're not careful. In Tyson's own words, you can go from the limo to the gutter, a powerful metaphor that speaks to the sharp fall from billionaire status to being completely broke.
That's one of his lyrics. Like, you're the best, you just fucking.
But know what he needs to know too, that there's only one step from the limo to the gutter.
Joe Rogan, too, saw the writing on the wall. He openly expressed concerns that Floyd could go broke if he didn't put a plan in place. Something sustainable, like building passive income. Floyd, in response, claimed to have interest in other ventures outside of boxing. Ironically, one of those ventures was his highly publicized investment in 62 apartment buildings, which ultimately turned out to be a devastating scam that cost him $402 million.
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just.
Rogan didn't just stop at the scam. He also pointed out one of Mayweather's biggest weaknesses, his obsession with living an ultra-luxurious lifestyle. According to Joe, Floyd was caught in a cycle of excessive spending, buying every golden watch he laid eyes on, chartering jets at will, and maintaining an over-the-top lifestyle in places like Dubai.
He's always in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and he's making making deals. Look at my cars. Look at my watch. This is my big watch. I got a bigger watch. Sometimes I bust out this watch. He brings in like a fucking suitcase filled with $1 million watches. It's like...
But it wasn't just the materialism that concerned Joe. It was the lack of financial foresight. Rogan emphasized that if you're going to live that kind of extravagant life, there needs to be a continuous inflow of money to support it. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for disaster. And unfortunately for Floyd, that consistent cash flow just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but he spends a lot too, so he's got to keep that money flowing in. It's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
If there's anyone who can truly relate to Floyd's rise, fall, and financial recklessness, it's Mike Tyson. Once upon a time, Tyson was also known for burning through his fortune at an incredible pace. He infamously purchased 2 pet tigers without any real reason, threw away millions on exotic cars, and bought mansions he barely lived in. Looking back now, Tyson admits that he would have done things very differently if given the chance.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's problem.
But Tyson didn't just warn Floyd about spending. He also offered advice about relationships and friendship, advice that perhaps Floyd should have taken more seriously. At one point, 50 Cent, who used to be close with Floyd, said that Mayweather often kept his circle around by buying people expensive gifts, essentially using material things to keep people in his life.
Anybody who knows Floyd knows he doesn't want to be alone. So in that situation, I was concerned about him because I went to visit him more than anyone else that he would call a friend would actually visit him. And it's because I knew that he, like this, he'll buy stuff for you to keep you around. His temperament, there's no balance. He can do anything and they still stay there because it's like they're yes man, right, yeah.
That dynamic didn't sit well with Tyson. The former baddest man on the planet was blunt in his take. He believed that Floyd needed to understand a hard truth. You can count your real friends on one hand. Everyone else might just be leeches, sticking around only because of the perks that come with being in Floyd's orbit. When the money dries up, so do those relationships.
So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale, so he's gonna realize what life is all about and what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them, and sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we.
Mike Tyson has never taken anything away from Floyd Mayweather's legacy in the ring. He openly acknowledges that Floyd is one of the best to ever do it, an undefeated champion with skills that put him in the pantheon of boxing greats. However, Tyson has also pointed out a major flaw in Floyd's personality, his ego. In Tyson's eyes, Mayweather is too self-absorbed, too caught up in his own image.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter.
Tyson isn't being hypocritical. He's the first to admit that he once walked the same path. He remembers being young, rich, and full of pride, living like he was untouchable. But unlike Floyd, Tyson has felt the full weight of those choices. He knows the consequences that come with living in a fantasy built on fame, arrogance, and unchecked spending. That's why he's trying to give Floyd honest, heartfelt advice. According to Tyson, there's no need for arrogance, no benefit in living above reality. At some point, you have to come back down to earth.
He's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant.
The key difference between the two boxing legends lies in guidance. Tyson didn't have a mentor warning him, showing him how to manage success and wealth. He had to learn it all the hard way, through painful experiences and massive losses. But Floyd? Tyson believes Mayweather does have the benefit of seeing others' mistakes, especially Tyson's. And yet he's still making many of the same errors.
Again, look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
That's what makes it so frustrating for Tyson. He knows exactly how this story can end. He's lived it. And that's why he's not criticizing from a place of hate. He's trying to warn Floyd before it's too late. Because while talent might make you rich, only humility, wisdom, and self-awareness can keep you that way. Floyd Mayweather should have taken the wisdom of Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan more seriously. Both legends tried to steer him away from the financial cliff he eventually tumbled off. Tyson warned him early on that even the richest can end up broke if they're not careful. Joe Rogan urged Floyd to build passive income and prepare for life beyond the spotlight. Instead, Floyd fell into a cycle of reckless spending, private jets, dozens of luxury cars, golden watches, and let unpaid taxes and bad decisions pile up. Perhaps the biggest blow came with the $402 million real estate scam, a deal he jumped into without proper due diligence. All of this could have been avoided if he had focused less on living flashy and more on managing his wealth. With guidance from people who've been there, Floyd had every chance to avoid the same mistakes, but he chose not to listen. But what about you, fight fans? What's your opinion on the reports of Floyd going broke? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.